Okay, so good day. So for this video, we will discuss about how to name ionic compound, but this time with transitional metals. So dun sa last video natin is about ionic compound. Ito naman po ay there's something to do with the transitional metals. So now, let us have to recall. So remember when we say ionic compound, it is a bond between metal and non-metal. So dun sa previous discussion natin, binanggitan natin na kailangan ito'y ionic. So it is a bond between metal and a non-metal. So this time, it's something to do with this kasi metal pa din naman po si transitional metals. Yun nga lang, there's something to do with mga ibang rules. Kasi yung tinatawag natin na oxidation charge is nag-iiba sila. Okay? So now, look at this periodic table. So it is still divided from the metal, metalloid, and non-metal. So we all know this part is the metal, this one is the metalloid, and this one is the non-metal. So dun tayo sa metal. So may tinatawag tayong transitional metals. And these are the transitional metals. Ito pong mga nasa gitna na ito. Ito yung nasa babang part mula 3 hanggang 12. That is something to do with the so-called transitional metals. Yan, as you can see, it is divided now. We have the main group elements of the metals, main group elements of the non-metals at the other side, and this one is the transitional metals. So ito yung tinutukoy ko sa inyo na naming compounds with transitional metals. So dito tayo titingin or dito manggagaling yung mga metals na lalabas dito sa ating lesson. So, syempre, bond between pa rin siya kay non-metals. So, isang transitional metals, isang non-metals. Doon kasi sa previous discussion natin, dito tayo kumukuha sa pinaka-main element ng ating metals. So, now, para hindi mamalito, let us have a clarification first. So, meron tayong tinatawag na valence electron. Si valence electron, ito yung hinahanap natin kapag we are going to bond the element or the compound. So, having in a Lewis structure, ito yung ginagamit natin. Ito yung valence electron. So, we have, if it is from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, so anong pinaka 7 or ilang electrons yung nasa dulo ng kanilang outermost shell. So, doon sa taas, ito naman po yung tinatawag na oxidation number. That is something to do with our naming compounds in transitional metals. Itong oxidation number. So, when we say oxidation number, it is also called oxidation state or the total number of electrons that an atom will either gain or lose. So, nagkakaroon tayo ng element na nagiging cation at element na nagiging anion. So, cation, refresh natin, ito yung naglulose ng electrons that makes them a positively charged. At si anion, ito yung nagigain ng electrons kaya nagiging negatively charged. So, ang gagamitin natin ngayon is yung oxidation number po. Okay? Itong nasa taas. So, positive 1, positive 2, positive 3, negative 4, negative 3, negative 2, negative 1. So, when we say negative, ito yung mga nagigain ng electrons. Ayan, nagigain sila ng electrons. At ito naman yung mga positive, sila yung mga naglo-lose ng electrons. Sabi nga natin sa rules in bonding of ionic, laging si metal ang nag-lose ng electrons. Okay? Or nagbibigay ng electrons. So, now, for a practice, para naman medyo hindi malito, let us try to have this one. Let us try to identify what is the oxidation number of the following elements. So, pag napunta tayo sa organic compounds, laging si carbon yung nauunang element na nag-act as first element to write in a compound. Okay, so pag sinabi ng oxygen, so negative 2 ang kanyang charge. Kay fluorine, negative 1. At kay potassium, K is positive 1. Okay? So, para hindi malito. So, now, let us move to the next. So, we have rules in naming ionic compounds. So, in naming ionic compounds, ito yung susundin natin. Write the name of the transitional metals based on the periodic table. Ito yung susundin natin yung rule sa una. So, babasahin si element, tapos papalitan ng IDE. So, write the name of the polyatomic. Polyatomic, ito yung nasa gilid ng periodic table yun na ready charge polyions na siya, yung 2 to 3 na elements na magkakagroup with charges nila. Then, use the total charge on the non-metal. And after the name of the metal, write its charge as a Roman numeral. Ito po yung pinagkaiba niya sa naming ionic compound. Meron tayong gagamitin na Roman numeral kasi yung mga transitional metals po ay merong 2 hanggang 3 or 4 na oxidation charge based from its kapartner or based from its non-metal na kapartner o yung gustong kalalabasan na compound. Okay? So, para mas maintindihan, let's have with an example. Let's have here. We have here the Fe as iron and Cl as chlorine. So, susundan pa na natin, write the name of the transition metal as is shown in the periodic. So, Fe stands for, okay, let's start with the iron. So, Fe as iron, ilagay po natin iron. Now, next is chlorine. So, sabi natin dun sa naming ionic compound, papalitan natin ng INE into IDE. Now, ito naman po yung pinagkaiba. Meron kasi tayong tinatawag na Roman numeral kasi sabi ko nga sa Fe sa iron chlorine, ito sa polyatomic ions sa transitional metals natin, merong 2 hanggang 3 yung kanilang charge. So, oxidation charge. So, anong gagamitin natin? So, as you can see from the table, so meron tayong trends for ionic charge. Lahat po na naka-violet, this serves as the transitional metals, kasama yung ilan dito. So, based sa kanilang magiging kapartner. So, pwede 2 hanggang 3 at ito ay magbe-base nga sa kapartner niya. So, aalamin natin. So, malalaman natin yan usually dun sa kapartner niyang element. So, nasulat na natin si Fe as iron and chlorine as chloride. Now, kailangan pa natin lagyan ng Roman numeral. So, paano natin malalaman yon? You can look at the periodic table. Sabi ko nga, or just do the crisscross na tinatawag. So, rewrite natin. So, FeCl2. So, si chlorine 2, itong 2 na nakikita natin as subscript ni chlorine, it means it is the oxidation charge coming from iron. Kasi, pag binalik natin ulit sa taas to, so magkakaroon charge siya, magiging positive 2, at itong invisible o walang nasusulat dito, ay babalik natin dito into a negative 1. So, remember, positive and negative po ang ionic compound natin to make it as a compound para din mag-bond sila. So, that makes sense na ang ginamit po na oxidation charge for iron is 2. Now, kapag 2 po yan, we're just going to write the Roman numeral of 2. So, when we try to read it, it is iron 2 chloride. Okay po, nag-crisscross po ako pabalik. So, pag binalik po natin pataas, nagkakaroon siya ng charge. So, bakit naging positive po? Dahil metal siya. At si chlorine ay negative 1 kasi automatic pag wala pong nakasulat na number sa baba, it means it is 1. Okay po? So, other forms, kung hindi nyo na-gets yung paano gawin to, you're just going to multiply into 1. Kasi 1 wala dito. So, 2 times 1, so automatic it is ang sagot ay 2, then magiging positive kasi nasa iron po siya. Okay? So, let's have another example. So, look at this one. So, parang parehas lang man. Oo nga. So, sabi ko nga, ang isang element sa transition metals ay pwedeng 2 hanggang 4 na oxidation charge. So, gawin ulit natin. So, we have Fe as iron. Now, Cl as chlorine. So, papalitan natin yung INE into chloride. Yan, IDE. Now, hahanapin naman natin yung kanyang Roman numeral. So, paano i-rewrite ulit natin si Fe and Cl3? So, do the crisscross. Ibalik natin pataas. So, magiging 3. So, dahil metal, magiging positive. At itong invisible na 1 na to, ibabalik natin dito. At ito'y magiging negative. So, now we can identify na ang nawawalang charge is 3. So, we will write the Roman numeral 3. And that makes our compound as iron 3 chloride. Okay? So, ganun po siya. Okay, so let's have another example. So we have PbO. So Pb is lead. So, pag hindi masyadong kabisado, you can just look at your periodic table. So, yan po yung pinaka-guide natin kung hindi familiar or hindi memorize ang mga element symbols. Then, O is for oxygen. So, dahil si lead at si oxygen, lead as metal, then oxygen as non-metal, ionic po siya. Pero this time, si lead po ay nasa transitional metals. Makikita nyo po yan sa periodic table where meron siyang hanggang tatlo na oxidation charge. So, anong gagamitin natin? So, now, malalaman po natin yan based po dito sa ating formula. So, dahil PbO siya, kung titingnan nyo po muna yung non-metal, ang aking advice, unahin nyo po kung ano yung charge na meron si oxygen. So, kung titingnan nyo po ang periodic table, yes, tingnan nyo muna. Ano po ang nakalagay sa oxidation charge ni oxygen? So, it is, very good, it is negative 2. Now, ano kaya yung charge ni lead para lumabas or para mangyari na hindi mag-appear yung kanilang subscript? Diba sinasabi natin is 1 para hindi mag-appear. So, ano kaya yung ginawa para maging 1 yung mga subscript nila? So, yan po ay babalik tayo sa ating math. So, ibig sabihin nag-balance po sila or nagkaroon ng same number or dahil positive, negative, nag-same as nag-0 or nag-1. So, 2 divided by 2 as 1. So, kaya naging 1 yung subscript nila. So, meaning, nagkaroon tayo ng charge na positive 2. Okay? Kaya nung kinrisk-cross natin yan, binaba natin sila. So, hindi pwedeng Pb2O2. Wala po tayong formula ng ganyan. So, dahil pareha silang ng 2, makakancel out po yan, magbabalance. Kaya naging PbO or this one is the formula. So, that solves our problem na ang oxidation or the Roman numeral na meron si lead or the oxidation number is the 2. Okay? So, pag binasa natin, lead 2 oxide. Okay? So, let's have the next one. Okay, so let's have another example. So, we have here PbO2. So, same with the rules that we have. So, name the first element. So, it is lead. Now, O as oxygen. So, it turns into oxide. Now, this time, may 2 na subscript po kay oxygen. So, simply, kapag PbO2, alam natin na ang oxidation number talaga ni oxygen is to negative 2. Now, hindi pwede nating ilagay na positive 2 kasi sabi nyo, ma'am, 2 ang meron siya, so i-criss-cross natin, so dapat positive 2. So, hindi pwedeng maging positive 2 dahil kung positive 2 yan at negative 2, dapat PbO ang kanyang formula. Pero dahil nga nag-appear si 2 at nawala yung oxidation number sa isa, there's something to do na hindi 2 ang kanyang oxidation. So, we just simply multiply yung subscript na nakita natin, 2, ito, into negative 2. So, 2 times negative 2, it will be 4. So, dahil ilalagay natin dito sa ating metal, it will become positive 4. Now, kapag ginawa natin yan, so, Pb, positive 4, then O, negative 2, pag bringing down natin in writing, kinriss-cross natin, so, Pb, 2O4. So, dahil divisible si 4 at si 2, pwedeng ma-lowest term. So, magiging PbO2. So, yun ang naging sagot natin. Kaya, ang charge na meron si lead na ginamit ay 4. So, our answer in naming this is lead 4 oxide. So, baka nalito, ulitin ko po sa nanggaling si 4. So, minultiply ko po yung nakita nating subscript into the negative 2, which is the oxidation charge ng oxygen. Kaya, lumabas natin ang positive 4. Okay? Lumabas po yung 2 kasi hindi siya nag-balance. So, para mag-balance sila, ayan, minultiply natin. Kaya, lumabas siya ng PbO2. Itong pinakita ko sa inyo na formula, it is writing a formula. So, pinakita ko lang kapaligtaran para ma-justify natin na yung naming natin is tama yung 4 na oxidation number as for the lead 4 oxide. Now, so let's have this one. It is, yes, same pa rin po. Transitional metals po rin po. But this time, naming transitional metals with polyatomic ions. When we say polyatomic ions, ito yung sinasabi natin 2 to 3 more elements in a compound. So, sa gilid ng inyong periodic table, ito po, sa gilid ng inyong periodic table, andun po ito yung mga tinatawag na polyatomic ions na merong charge na at meron na rin pong name. Okay? Naka-formula na rin po siya. Hahanapin na lang po natin. So, paano ang rules po natin nito? Same with the ionic compound. Just name the compound or the element. So, we have CO. It is cobalt. So, it is under transitional metals kasi cobalt po siya. Now, NO3, hanapin natin si NO3. NO3, so this one, we have NO3, at ang charge ni NO3 ay negative 1. So, kopyahin lang muna natin yung name, it is nitrate. So, kunin natin si nitrate. So, we have cobalt nitrate. Pero hindi pa tayo nagtatapos yun dahil nga sabi ko sa inyo, cobalt is under under transitional metal. So, meaning, hindi lang isa or ang kanyang charge. So, isulat na natin dito na ang charge ni nitrate ay negative 1. So, pwedeng i-do the crisscross. So, ibalik natin si 2 pataas, pabalik dito kay cobalt. That makes them positive 2. Or just simply multiply 2 times negative 1 and then put the positive charge kasi nasa metal siya into positive 2. Now, ang Roman numeral na meron tayo ay 2. We have cobalt 2 nitrate. Okay? So, ganun lang po kadali. So, huwag kayong malilito dito, kaya po may parenthesis kasi si 3 ay kasama po talaga ni NO. Ayun po, andito siya sa polyatomic ions. Okay? Next po. So, let's have this another one example. So, we have FeNO3, 2. So, NO3, 2 na naman, it is under polyatomic ions. Ito na naman siya. So, NO3 ang gamit natin. So, negative 1 pa din. So, isulat pa rin natin. Fe is iron. Now, NO3 is nitrate. Isulat natin. Now, ganun pa rin po dahil negative 1 ang charge ni nitrate. Do the crisscross. Ibalik natin pataas si 2 kay iron. So, naging 2 na siya. So, dahil nasa iron siya at yan ay metal, so magiging positive 2. Pero, automatic ang sagot natin dahil may 2 yan yung kanyang Roman numeral. So, ang sagot natin is iron 2 nitrate. So, meron po kayo nakikita sa other books as ferrous and ferric. So, yun po yung dating gamit po in naming compounds in transition metals. We have the ferrous or the ferric. So, but the way that we have the system name na ginagamit natin is using Roman numeral po. Okay. So now, exemptions to the rule. Yes, there is an exemption to the rule in transitional metals. So this is the trends for the ionic charge. Sabi ko nga, lahat po ito, nakikita niyo yung violet. It's either 2, 3, or 4 na oxidation charge. Ito ay base. Magbe-base tayo sa kanilang kapartner. Now, only zinc, this one, has only one charge, which is positive 2. So, pag nakita natin ay zinc chloride, pag nakita natin ay zinc chloride po na formula. So, automatic si zinc ay Zn, tapos ang chloride ay Cl. So, ganun po agad. So, negative 1 si Cl, positive 2 si zinc. So, bring down. So, magiging ito yung formula niya, zinc chloride. Okay? So, same with silver. Si silver po, automatic positive 1 lang po ang charge na meron siya. So, ganun din po kung kay silver ay silver chloride. So, AgCl. So, wala na tayong Roman numeral na gagamitin in naming kasi silver is positive 1 and chlorine is negative 1. So, that makes them balanced. So, wala. So, pag sinulat natin to, ito ay silver chloride. At ito naman ay zinc chloride. So, ganun po yan. So, ito lang titingnan natin exemptions to the rule, si silver at si zinc. Si zinc at positive 2 at si silver as positive 1. Now, let's try to practice your knowledge. Let us see if you really understand at least something from this discussion that we have. So we have 3. So FeO, PbCl2, and SN3N4. Okay? So maybe just pause this video for when you finish answering this one and continue watching this one for you to check if your answers were correct. Okay, let us see if your answer is correct. So for number 1, it is iron 2 oxide. Now, why it's iron 2 oxide? So as you can see, nakita nyo naman, walang subscript, pero alam natin na ang charge po ni oxygen ay negative 2. Okay, so kung negative 2 yan, automatic, para mawala yung subscript na meron dyan, ang oxidation charge ni iron is positive 2. Kaya po ang ginamit ay positive 2. Next. So, we have lead to chloride. So, bakit lead to chloride? Ayan, kitang-kita po, meron tayong subscript na 2. Binalik niya dito sa taas. So, naging positive 2. At si chlorine po, ang charge niya ay negative 1. Just check on your periodic table. So, kaya ang ating charge na ginamit for the Roman numeral of lead is 2. Now, next, how about this one? Ito, medyo easy to. Yes, tin 4 nitride. Bakit po? So, from the 4, so just do the crisscross, ibalik sa taas. So, magiging positive 4 si tin at si 3 ibabalik sa taas. So, magiging negative 3 si nitride or si nitrogen. So, that makes then tin 4 nitride. So, binasa natin yung 4, yung oxidation number. So, yan po. That ends our discussion. Then, I hope you learned something from naming ionic compounds with transitions po na somehow may pahapyaw with writing compounds po kasi connected po sila. So, next, we will discuss about writing compounds in ionic and with transitional methods. Okay, good day and God bless.